Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Synergistic CX Podcast here on the CX channel, where CX professionals converge. I'm Eric Brooks, Vice President at Research Metrics and part of the core team here at the CX channel. With me today are Emil Sankov and Chris Oliveira, fellow members of the CX channel team. And today we are very fortunate to also have with us an expert in customer experience, Jason Baer, the president of Baer International. Jason, it's great to have you here. We've been wanting to have you on as a guest for quite a while now. Can you please tell our audience a bit about yourself and also your work at Baer International?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, folks, for having me today. Genuinely appreciate that. So for those who don't know me, I am Jason Baer. I am the president and owner of Baer International, a family-owned business. Dale and Mike Baer started the company 39 years ago, and here we are today. My background instills a little bit on the sports and entertainment side as well as the business management. Growing up through university, I went to Johnson & Wales University in Charlotte, North Carolina. I graduated with a focus in sports and entertainment, but also, as I alluded to, in the business management side. Once I finished college, I started to work in the sports world. I had some great experiences working with Michael Jordan and some of the professional sports teams in the world. But then I realized that that's a very unique niche industry, and I love it, and I still do today. But I was very proud of what my parents have created and what this company had been at that time. And I really wanted to give back to them and be part of the organization. So then after a couple months, I decided to come work at Baer. I started as a project manager, and I've worked my way up to where I am today. And I'm incredibly proud and happy to be part of this team and to work with folks I do all around the world.
Well, thank you, Jason. Again, thank you for taking the time out of your very busy schedule to come join us on our podcast today to talk about our wonderful industry. So today, we'll be talking about our latest CX study, which is using the ABSA methodology, that's the aspect-based sentiment analysis methodology, to decode customer feedback of online reviews and ratings. And over the past 2 years, we have analyzed online reviews spanning across a variety of different industries, from pubs and bakeries to bookstores to quick service restaurants. We've done luxury retail shops and a few others. And in each of those previous podcast episodes, we've covered a different industry, and we're excited to step into a new one today with Jason. That industry today is an industry that is heavily impacted by automation, for better or for worse, and that is the car wash industry. In a world where convenience is expected and alternatives are always nearby, car wash services face a rather complex challenge. They have to deliver on experience customers can rely upon every single time. And unlike industries that are driven by novelty or emotional engagement, the value in the car wash industry is built through consistency and precision and flawless execution. So customers might come for a clean car, but what keeps them coming back is the confidence that they're going to experience that. The confidence that the process is going to be efficient every time, the outcome is predictable anytime with no mishaps, and that the experience is overall hassle-free. In this episode, we'll explore how customer experience by design turns into operational discipline and into a powerful driver of the customer trust and overall loyalty for brands in the car wash industry. Today, we'll be covering the sample that we use for our industry ratings. We'll be covering the star ratings that we've analyzed and the critical review response time. We'll then step into looking at the marketing mix and then the customer journey. We'll cover the steps, the activities, and the touch points of that journey. And then we'll step into what we call our moment of truth, which really gives us a big picture of the CX of that particular industry. We'll then move into the marketing mix funnel matrix and talk about that specific way to view results. And then we'll move into creating a starter voice of the customer survey to collect more information for car washes. Then we'll have our Meet the Experts section where we'll talk in great detail with Jason and uncover some great insights, and his valuable expertise will be shared with us today. And we'll talk about conclusions and next steps. Our objectives today are to first of all understand the digital influence and talk about how online reviews and ratings and the customer comments shape the overall perception of the brand and influence how they decide where they're going and how those impact trust. We'll evaluate the service management and talk specifically about touch points that matter the most, from the point where they actually arrive on the car wash facility and the staff interaction to the actual execution of the wash. We'll then look at the marketing mix, and we'll analyze the 7 Ps through a car wash lens. We'll look to enhance the customer journey. So we're actually going to step into the different stages and the steps as we uncover our moment of truth and see where car washes can be improved with respect to their customer experience. And ultimately, what we're trying to do is unlock growth opportunities to see how improving the customer service of the car wash industry can actually increase retention with customers and increase overall profitability. Later in this episode, Jason will share with us how Bayer International uses mystery shopping, CX audits, and other research methodologies in this industry and other industries to help brands maximize their customer experience. As always, you can explore the full industry study that we're covering today by downloading this month's Synergistic CX magazine for free from our website. That's cx-channel.com. You can also subscribe to us on YouTube or LinkedIn or whatever social media you use so you can never miss a podcast. Now we'll step into our sample of the various online reviews that we've pulled globally for the car wash industry, and Emil will tell us more about that.
Great. Thank you, Eric. And again, welcome, Jason. Glad to have you here. So the first section is going to be focused on the online reviews and ratings. And before getting into that, let's take a brief look at the sample for this industry study. In total, globally, we extracted reviews and ratings for a little bit over 1,400 locations, with a little bit over 28,000 reviews. This brings our confidence level of the study to 99.5% with a margin of error of 2.5%. So the sample in general is well balanced globally, with a little bit of a tilt towards Americas, which is leading with 41%, but overall we have a well-balanced global sample. Getting into the star ratings, so this is a simple 1 through 5 stars system with which customers give their thoughts and feelings to the brands. What we see here is that the 5 stars are clearly dominating the landscape, with close to 60% of the total feedback, with very little, if not almost no deviations across the 3 regions: EMEA, Americas, and APAC. On the other side are the 1 and the 2 star ratings, and the dissatisfied customers in total represent about 20% of the total customers giving reviews, signaling recurring service breakdowns. Regional average ratings, as you can see in the middle of the slide, are closely aligned with very minimal deviation. The global average is 3.87. What we can see is the only, I guess, deviation that we see here on this slide is the Americas lead with the 1 star rating and trail at the 4 star rating, which leads to the overall slighter lower score looking at the general sample. But generally speaking, we see a consistent picture with little deviations with the 5 stars, close to 60%, and on average 20%, 1 and 2 stars. Opportunities for improvement. Moving on to the critical review response time KPI. This KPI measures how quickly business responds to critical reviews. These are the reviews with a rating of 1 or 2 stars. And before I dive into this, let me explain the color coding legend. We look at 4 KPI bands. Excellent are the reviews the critical reviews responded within 24 hours. Fair are the reviews responded within 72 hours. And then we have the attention and critical, more than 70 hours and not responded at all. So what we can see that the critical review response time results reveal a clear gap across the car wash industry on a regional level. So globally, nearly two-thirds or 63% of the critical reviews remain unanswered, indicating limited recovery efforts at moments of high customer satisfaction. If we break down the reviews with comments versus ratings only, we see a deviation where the reviews with comments tend to get more attention, and that is natural, normal, and expected because the comments provide opportunities for responses. And if we take the reviews with comments and dive deeper into regional level, we can see that while globally 61.5% of the reviews with comments receive no response, APAC records the highest share of unanswered reviews with close to 80%, followed by EMEA and the Americas. To summarize, critical review response time is a key KPI. We see a lot of reviews that are unanswered compared to other industries. However, the response rate is slightly better than what we see in general, but still a lot of opportunities for improvement and post-service engagement here.
Mm-hmm. Jason, seeing these initial results from our sample, particularly that large number of one-star reviews, how would you help organizations to improve those numbers?
Yeah, it's a great question. First and foremost, I'll reiterate what Emil just said. There's a lot of opportunities for improvement here. I think the key thing from my point of view in the car wash industry, today Bear works with companies that have a couple locations to a couple hundred to a couple thousand. I think the key thing for companies to do is to be proactive in their communication with those that are providing feedback to the locations. Online reviews or via feedback via comment cards or QR is really important for the owners or the management team to respond. If they don't respond, then they're not going to be able to support the customers that are continuing to be their customers on a day-to-day basis. So the key thing is that these companies are proactive in what our reviews are being shared and supporting the customers that are giving their feedback.
Mm-hmm. And if the experience is truly by design, then what must organizations put in place to ensure that the frontline delivery is consistent by default, rather than depending on someone to always step up and make sure that they're doing everything properly? Is there a way that mystery shopping could help support that and ensure that discipline over time?
Yeah, 100%. With Bayer, some of the clients that we work with today, of course, every program is fully customizable, but there's a lot of different factors that go into building these forms and ensuring the clients are receiving what they're looking for. The main thing that our clients look for across the board is that initial interaction. That's so key in today's world, at least from my point of view. I'm a member at a car wash facility. I go 2-3 times a week to get my car washed. And even if I don't have to roll down my window and interact with someone, at least that smile or that wave, that makes me feel good as a reoccurring customer to want to come back and to continue to be a paying monthly member.
Mm-hmm. Great. Well, I look forward to hearing more of your insight there as we get later into our podcast, especially our third particular segment. Okay. Well, now we'll have Emil walk us through the marketing mix, and we'll see what customers are actually talking about and what they care about.
All right. So moving on to the marketing mix. So far we have covered the big picture, customer thoughts and feelings derived from the online reviews, more so the star ratings. And now we'll get more into operations. So in analyzing the marketing mix, we go beyond the standard 4P marketing mix, and we're using here the extended 7P marketing mix, where we add the people, the process, and the physical evidence. So let's see how this looks like. First and foremost, this marketing mix elements breakdown is derived from the comments of the online reviews and ratings. And the first stop that we'll make here is looking at what do customers talk or care about. So what we see on this specific chart is the breakdown of the topics between the 7Ps of the marketing mix. And what we can see here is that the product, people, and process take up the majority of the conversations, with representing nearly three-fourths or 73% of all conversations, whereas place, price, and promotion topics take up the trailing quarter of all topics discussed. But now let's dive deeper and see which details do customers prioritize when they discuss different topics in their comments. So what we can see here is that within the product and the people marketing mix element, the vast majority of the conversations revolve around quality of product or service and the washing staff attitude. Quality of product and service is close to 16% of all conversations, and the staff attitude is close to 40%, and that is significant in the overall mix. And then we have three trailing topics. These are the product and service availability, the order fulfillment, and the value for money. So these on average take up about 5% of all conversations. So what does it tell us? It tells us that there are topics which are more important to customers than others, and in the next couple of sections, we'll be focusing our attention on those. With regards to the marketing mix experiences, what we see on this chart is the customer sentiments, the thoughts and feelings across the elements of the marketing mix. And what we can read from this chart is that the car wash industry experience reveals clear weaknesses in service delivery. Specifically, process stands out as the most critical pressure point, with over half of all process-related feedback rated as critical. Price also shows high dissatisfaction, with around 50% of the price-related feedback classified as critical. And high levels of negative feedback are also present across people and product, pointing to gaps in frontline execution and wash quality as well. So to wrap up the marketing mix topic, key takeaways: act on critical feedback, and we saw what this critical feedback is about. Focus on what matters the most, stabilize the process and price, and get the basics right every time. It seems like we're getting back to basics in any and every in these conversations. Getting the basics right seems to be the key takeaway in all conversations about customer service.
This is the end of part one of our three-part episode here on the Synergistic CX Podcast. In the next segment, we will explore more details of our car wash industry study and discuss the customer journey map and the key touch points that drive loyalty of customers. Remember that you can always find the full details of our studies for free on our website, cx-channel.com. And you can also follow the CX channel on LinkedIn, YouTube, or your favorite social media platform. Be sure to press that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss our next episode.